AT&T versus Verizon. Which is better? Which should you buy? Which should you leave alone? I'm going to cover both of them. Right now, AT&T is at $29.95 at close. The 52-week high was $33.25. The 52-week low is $26.35. So it's $29.95 is in the middle. $3 more up, $3 more down, roughly halfway in the middle. It's got a 7% yield. AT&T, I like AT&T. I wanted a phone company. One of these cell phone companies or a phone company, a communication company, around 5% or higher. AT&T has a 7% yield. Its beta is 0.74, which is less than 1, which I like. Earnings per share, negative 75 cents a share. I don't like that. If it were a positive, that would be something that I would like to buy right away. But since it's a negative, it's something I have to look at. The dividend is 52 cents a share. Been like that for a year and a half. Every time that AT&T gave a dividend, it's the same or greater. It started at one lower price and it went all the way up to 52 cents. But it has consistently and persistently either stayed the same or went up, stayed the same or went up, stayed the same or went up. So that's a very good characteristic. Because if you lock in at this 7% yield, and then they go positive earnings per share, and are able to maintain it, it wouldn't be a bad stock. The only drawback for this stock that I see right now is negative earnings per share. So now Verizon is 58.28, which is much higher. So you need to put more out to get one share of Verizon. It had it was $61.95 as a 52-week high, and its low was $52.85, so it's closer to the high price. It trades closer to the resistance. I'm not saying it's going to break through resistance. I'm saying it's closer to the resistance. The yield is 4.35%. Now, if the yield was 5% or higher, I like that in a phone company, a communications company. I'd like 5% or higher. 4.35% is a little bit low of a yield for me for Verizon. At different times in the past, it's been over 5%. But you have to watch the earnings per share. Its beta is 0.46. Now, the beta of AT&T was 0.74. And the beta of Verizon is 0.46. To me, that's a little bit more stable. The earnings per share is $4.30. Solid earnings per share. $4.30. And then they give you a 62.627 cents per share. So you own 10 shares at $6.27. You own 10 shares at $6.27. It's been at that price for 3 quarters. That's 9 months. So for 9 months, they've been paying the same 0.627 cents per share. So the yield is only 4.35, but it's 62.627 cents per share. It takes you a lot more of share. The price is too high. If I were to put in a limit order and make that limit order and wait until it gets to 5%, it wouldn't be a bad buy at 5%. It's too high for me at this time to buy a share of Verizon. I'd have to do the math and find out what a 5% yield would come out to be at 0.627. So if it went down to, I don't know, let's see, 56 or 55 or 54, whatever it is, to make it a 7% yield or 5% yield. Limit order is the only way to make that work for me. I don't know if you're comfortable with a 4.35% yield, but you know, you got $1 million worth of stock, and it's going to give you a $43,500 a year. I don't think so. 50,000 a year or more, that'd be all right. But 43, that's a little low for me. So AT&T, you buy it for less than 30 bucks, $29.95. You get a 7% yield. To me, that's a lot better than spending $58.28 and getting a 4.35% yield. The only drawback on AT&T at this time is the fact that it's a negative 75 cents per share. The good thing about Verizon is that it's $4.30 per share, earnings per share. Now, if they were smart, if they were intelligent, Verizon would increase the yield to 5, 6, 7% out of that $4.30 earnings per share, bring it up to maybe $1, $1.50, whatever, and it'd be fine. So at this time, I don't want to recommend AT&T because it's got a negative earnings per share and a good yield. At this time, I don't want to yield, say Verizon, which is the safer stock, because it's got a higher earnings per share, a lower beta, but unfortunately the yield is too low. So the only way to do a decent yield is to put in a limit order and hope for the best. But the other thing about Verizon is also, it started with a lower dividend, and it has always increased or maintained or increased the dividend. So Verizon or AT&T, at this point, AT&T has a better yield, but is less safe. Verizon has a lower yield, but is more safe. Right now, I'm not recommending either one of them for me. I don't want either one of them, because if I took a chance on AT&T, 7% yield, I wouldn't know whether they're going to maintain that for very long. Now with a negative 75 earnings per share, oh, well, they can finance that. They can do a bond. Yeah, they can do a lot of things to make sure that they cover the dividend. One is collect enough money to cover the dividend. At this point, I don't like AT&T, and at this point, I don't like Verizon. And I looked at both, and I liked both at one time. If Verizon raises their yield, that's cool. You could take a chance of buying the Verizon stock, because eventually they'll probably put the dividend up, and then you're locked in at that percentage. But that hasn't happened. I don't want to take that chance. And then I could take the chance by buying some AT&T stock for 30, get the yield that I want, and hope they fix the negative earnings per share. After looking at GM, General Motors, and how they were year after year after year, quarter after quarter after quarter on the negative, and they didn't fix it, I'm not confident that AT&T will fix it. So it's a good yield, but as long as they could keep it up, that'd be good. But I don't know. They'll keep it up. So I'm not recommending for myself. I don't want AT&T, and I don't want Verizon at this time, because Verizon could give you the yield that you need. Well, Verizon could give me the yield that I want, 5% or more. But it doesn't. They have enough earnings per share, $4.30 earnings per share, and they don't even want to give $1 of that up to stockholders. Why not? I don't know what Verizon is doing as far as infrastructure, and I don't know what AT&T is doing for infrastructure. I don't know why they're negative right now. It could be a temporary situation that can be fixed, and the yield is safe, and I just don't know about it. So at this point, AT&T's got the better yield. Verizon is the safer stock. I don't want either one of them. That's my take. Peace out. Live long and prosper. I want you to have a very long and prosperous life. The British, on the other channel, it's the British guy says, have a jolly good day. But I like the Irish guy. He says, God bless America. And I like to add, God bless you and God bless me.